Right, 22 movies times 11.50 plus popcorn, drink, extra shit, because sometimes it's extra shit. And goddamn. The only thing that needs an Endgame is my bank account. Fuck. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad Woolly, and you are here again for another edition of Woolly Reviews Film Data. We got a movie review today. We're going to talk about the brand new movie that just fucking dropped. The one we've been waiting for ever since Thanos, he just did that shit. Fucked everything up, and we've been waiting and waiting. This has been like the longest year, and it is finally here. The Endgame, the ending of it all. A 22 film, 11-year culmination is now here, and goddamn it, I can't wait. Marvel, y'all some motherfucking scenic route taking motherfuckers, but goddamn it, it's been one hell of a ride, and we at the final one, so let's get it. These motherfuckers are back for the last time. They dropped the final new shit. We gonna talk about it, talking about the new movie, Avengers Endgame. That's it, y'all. We made it. 11 years. We did that bid. We put in that time, and now we free. Marvel had us by the balls for so long, and now they're gonna let go, but honestly, do we want them to let go? Pause. Now, Avengers Endgame is technically the fourth and final Avengers movie, but it's also the culmination of every other Marvel MCU movie that we've had over the past 11 years. The shit started off in 2008 with Iron Man, and then eventually we got movies from Thor and Captain America, Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panther, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, etc., and it just kept building and building and building just to get to this one moment. And yo, I don't know how much like Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth and Scarlett Johansson and all of them was making off these Marvel movies, but I know they're gonna be mad as a motherfucker when them checks ain't coming in no more, because I bet them motherfuckers was thick as fuck. But now we gonna see what happens in the end game, and if it's gonna happen the way we wanted to, because last time they lost, they took the fat L. Thanos got the Infinity Gauntlet, he snapped half of the entire universe population out, and like now we like, what we gonna do? We gotta figure some shit out. We can't leave it as it is. I mean, we could. I mean, like, it has only half of motherfuckers. Like, it's probably the half that nobody even likes anyway. So, I mean, yeah, we lost Black Panther. And Peter Parker. We need to say this shit right now. Let's talk about the shit. Now, Endgame picks up right after the events of Infinity War. Like, you know, Thanos won. He snapped half the population out, and we was all fucked up over it. And now, the Avengers, the ones that are, like, survived now, are still trying to figure out how they're gonna move on from the situation, because basically, like, yo, like, Thanos won. Everybody who's, like, you know, anybody who was cool with them is pretty much gone. Or, like, some people survived, but most people didn't. Like I said, we lost Black Panther, we lost Falcon, and we lost Scarlet Witch, and we lost Peter Parker, and a whole bunch of other motherfuckers. Doc Strange ain't in this thing no more. Like, a lot of motherfuckers who were like dope as shit are gone because of Thanos, and the rest of the Avengers are just trying to like move on and just trying to like figure out how they just gonna keep life going. We also get the inclusion of Captain Marvel finally into the Avengers fold, even though she a little late to the party. I mean, you should have been there when Thanos was fucking shit up at first. You all late and shit, flying around the universe saving other motherfuckers. Save the home team first, goddammit. Shit, yeah, I'm being selfish, I don't care. But she's officially down with the team now, and she wants Thanos out of the equation just like everybody else. And they do come across Thanos once again early in the movie, but it might be a little too late. I'm not gonna say anything else, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm just saying, like, yo, shit happens that it shouldn't have happened, but it fucking happened. And now we gotta figure out how the shit's gonna get fixed anyway, because it really doesn't matter at this point, obviously. From that point on, years passed after the events of the Infinity War, and then we just kind of figure out that life just still ain't right. But eventually, in the form of Ant-Man, who survived the shit, because if you've seen Ant-Man, I ain't gonna spoil it, but he did some shit in his movie that kind of kept him away from the whole Infinity War snapping shit thing, so he wasn't affected by that shit. So he ends up back in the real world, and he comes up with an idea that may just work, help save the entire scenario that has happened. And I'm gonna leave it at that, because I really don't want to spoil anything, y'all. This is a difficult ass review to do, because I don't want to say too much, because honestly, anything I say is technically quote unquote a spoiler, because if you've been watching the whole MCU, there's so many things that's built up and kind of culminated in this one movie at one time. We're not just with the whole Avengers and Thanos thing, but just in general with each individual character. So here's the thing, is the movie good? Hell the fuck yes, it's good. This is probably the best way they could have possibly did a culmination of everything and ended this entire shit. They did everything fucking right with this movie. This movie is fucking hilarious. It's action-packed. It's emotional. It's moving. It gets the job done. It gets the story told. It takes care of every character in here. Every character in here has their moment. You just kind of see them all reach that final resolution in their own personal lives themselves that it feels like their own personal end game while still dealing with the situation at hand. And like I said, I don't want to give away spoilers, but like this kind of has to do somewhat with time travel in a way to kind of fix the events that did happen. So I'm just gonna say that, but nothing else. That's all I'm gonna say. I wish I didn't have to say that shit, but it kind of has to lead me into the next point because the rest of the movie really focuses on that and them just finding a way to stop Thanos before the shit even happened. So that's how it goes. The movie is fucking amazing. I really enjoyed it all the way through. There's a moment in the movie, y'all, where shit gets a little rough. Like, motherfuckers was crying. That's all I'm gonna say. Motherfuckers was crying because some shit that just wasn't supposed to happen fucking happened, and it's fucking crazy. So motherfuckers, like, I didn't cry because I'm a thug. You know, I gotta hold it in. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. But it is one of the heavier moments in the movie, but also in this movie, there is an amazing ending and climax to this movie that's just like you thought Infinity War was crazy. That ain't got shit on how Endgame just like culminates and the whole shit with that. That shit was fucking like, yo, motherfuckers was so wilding out in that fucking movie theater. Like, it was so fucking hype. But the point is this. This movie is fucking amazing, and Marvel and the Russos, they did their damn thing just creating this entire world and just making it end the perfect way. There was no other way that this movie could have ended than how it ended right now, and it just makes me wonder, like, because I know they're going to reboot the MCU after this, where they're going to go after this because it's so open to just pretty much be anything. There's a lot of moments in here that happen that kind of like say, hey, okay, well, this individual is going to go this way or this individual is going to go that way, and some things that you really don't expect to happen. But at the end of the day, this movie really just does give an end game of all these characters who we've grown to know over the 11 years. They all have their resolution. They all have their form of peace. They all have some form of closure in some factor or form, and I just love the way that this whole movie just culminates and just, I mean, it's awe-inspiring that this undertaking that took over a decade and 22 movies has finally come to an end, and it's just been a wild, crazy ride. They made a shit ton of money. They made a crazy amount of fans, and I don't know if Marvel can do this again for another 10 years with a whole nother rebooted MCU. They the goats. Honestly, they the goats because DC can't do this shit. They failed first movie. They fucked up already, but like Marvel, they've been on it every goddamn time and shit. That's wild that it's over, but yo, it's fucking fire. So my final verdict, I'm not saying that Avengers Endgame is the perfect endgame for this entire MCU and a great fucking movie. All I'm saying is that, like, I mean, there's nothing left to say. Like, this movie, like Marvel's just been on it ever since the start of this thing, and like, this is the best Avengers movie and probably it's in the top 5 all time for the entire MCU. Like, the way that this movie just ended everything and just brought everything together one last time was just fucking amazing. All the talent in here who spent all their time over a decade into this entire undertaking: Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, Mark Ruffalo. Like, I mean, the list goes on and on. All these people, and the fact that they put in all that time and effort and gave us these experiences and moments really just makes it all worth it in the end. And I'm gonna miss this version of the MCU. Whatever they do after this, I'm gonna really pay attention to and see. But like, it's gonna be hard to top this because they did a damn good job with this shit. So shout out to Marvel, shout out to everybody involved because you did your damn thing. You can rest easy now. You put in your time, go to the beach, drink a mimosa or a beer or whatever the fuck you drink. Drink orange juice, whatever. If you don't drink, 'cause I don't drink, but do something relaxing as fuck. You deserve it because at the end of the day, Avengers Endgame is 100% Granddad approved. Go see this movie. Go see it this weekend. See it as soon as you can because you got to duck and dodge all them goddamn spoilers. I try my best not to spoil anything, y'all. I just want you to go see it for yourself. If you've been following this entire journey of Marvel's movies, then you have to see this movie because it just brings together everything from all the characters, from all the movies you've seen. Everything in here just works and just comes together so flawlessly. And yo, like, they did it. They fucking did it. Yo, shit. DC, what you doing over there? You can't do this. You try. You tried, but you can't. I'm throwing shade at DC for no reason. I'm sorry. This is about Marvel. But I got nothing more to say. Avengers Endgame is Granddad approved. So go watch the shit right fucking now. Watch it this weekend, y'all, because you gotta duck and dodge spoilers like a motherfucker, because motherfuckers don't want to like not spoil shit. I'm good, but motherfuckers out here just are assholes. But yo, if you ain't seen any of these movies, watch all 22 of them bitches. I mean, they cheap now, and you ain't gonna spend full price like I did. Goddamn. I spent a lot of fucking money on Marvel. Yo, can I get a reimbursement or some shit? Can I get like a tax credit or something like that? Something, Marvel, give me something. You got all that paper over there. Come on now. I know Disney feeding y'all good. Don't be tripping. Don't be tripping. Flip it. All right, y'all, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and drop a comment. Tell me what you think of Avengers Endgame if you've seen it. If you have not seen it, you have to go see this movie. You got into the weekend before motherfuckers start spoiling shit officially. We going to get all the weekend, and then we just going to start talking about shit. It's like, nigga, you should have been there. Goddamn it, you should have been there. But shout out to everybody over at Marvel and all the talent involved who just put all their time and effort into making this great cinematic universe come to life. You can rest easy. You entertained us for over a decade, and now it's time for us to just move on to the next chapter, whatever that's going to be, but I'm going to be there front row and center to see what it is. Previous videos on the side was my latest single. Check that out, show us some love. And as always, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram, links in the description below, and subscribe. Button on the screen, button below, Woolly Reviews, twice a week, as well as the gaming videos. I got Mortal Kombat 11 gameplay on the Dead End Games channel, so check that shit out. Hilarious, dope, as well as all the other shit. Info is below. You know what it is. Mortal Kombat 11 tournament in Atlanta. If you are in Atlanta and you like playing them fighting games, hit that shit up as well. Dope as shit. And I got nothing more to say. So until next time I take my leave, Granddaughter, Avengers, Endgame, it's the Endgame officially. My bank account thanks you because I would have been spending $11.50 popcorn and a drink for another 10 years if I had to because I got to watch them all. It's like Pokemon. You got to catch them all, you got to watch them all. Like Marvel, you know what the fuck you doing. Like shit. They counting so much money and so much paper, they don't know what to do, goddammit. But now we're going to see what's next. What is next? I'm out of here.